Hello, and I'm Megan, and as you probably already guessed from the bagpipes, I am Mike Sweeney's daughter. I'm so excited to be here to celebrate my dad's 31 years of service at Menlo Park. Menlo Park has played a huge part in my family's life. Not only was my dad a firefighter at Menlo Park, but also my papa, Pete Chantelope. I am so proud to have and have had such amazing role models in my life, and to be able to take part in the retirement. I was 6 weeks old when my papa retired from Menlo Park, and now 21 years later, here I'm again, celebrating my dad. So I have had so many memories of my dad throughout the years. I remember how he would come home from a shift in the morning, never empty-handed. He would always show up wearing his old Menlo Park shorts. I'm sure you guys probably remember those shorts. He would either always be carrying milk or orange juice and the occasional donuts. Also running outside of the house when I would hear the fire truck sirens, knowing it was just Dad coming to say hi during a shift. We didn't do that. We live in Redwood City, okay? Also, that everyone in this room has probably ridden Old Tom. My dad drove Old Tom at every birthday party I had, even for my 21st birthday.
Once again.
And of course, Fireman Olympics, watching Menlo play softball, and me thinking I was Menlo's #1 cheerleader. For all those gold medals they won, I do take partial credit for some of them. I really do.
Yeah, woo! Yeah.
Every summer I look forward to that week, and even now I look forward to it just as much, but mostly because I'm trying to find my own firefighter. But more importantly, my favorite memory is getting to tell everyone my dad is a firefighter. So Dad, I love you and thank you for being such a great guy.
Here's to not only the greatest captain yet, but to also the best dad and friend I could ever wish for. Here you go, Captain Mike. C is for courageous, a captain you may know. A is for all the fires that he had blown. P is for putting up with many ups and downs. T is for trying to be the best man around. A is for abnormal, with that body that he thinks he should show. I is for intelligent, unique and a man of his own. N is for noble, which he has shown. M is for mysterious, with surprises of his own. I is for an international, being known for the greatest dad all has ever known. K is for knowledgeable, smart in his mind. D is for excited to see what he'll surprise with us waiting in line. Cheers to Captain Mike and hopefully another successful 25 years. I'm your favorite kid, Joey.
Hello everybody, thanks for coming. My name is Steve Sweeney, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike's oldest son. I've had the opportunity to meet most of you, but I'm glad to be here tonight in honor of my dad's 31 years of service in the fire department. It's an honor to have the opportunity to speak in front of all of you on behalf of my dad, so thank you. Before we go any further into talking about how influential my dad has been in my life, I'd first like to thank the woman who's made this day so possible for my dad for so long, my mom, Michelle.
No, I never read it, ever.
My mom's continuous support of my dad has helped and made it possible for him to achieve such a meaningful career with Menlo Park Fire Department. My mother has definitely held her own with her own 3 kids, including myself, while my dad has been at the firehouse. She was positive and encouraging, even with Dad's occasional 72-hour shifts. Her energy was contagious. Mom, you deserve a hell of a lot of credit and appreciation. Thank you. I feel like I have a lot of pressure on myself to make this one of those memorable speeches that so many of you have heard my dad give over the years. But instead, I think it'll be more along the lines of my appreciation for my dad and the Menlo Park Fire Department. Because my dad's been a firefighter, it's given me many memories that I'll forever be grateful for. My first memories of my dad working with the fire department were birthday parties at Station 1. Thinking the tower was the most intriguing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Running wild in the upstairs sleeping quarters. followed by the thrill of sliding down the pole. What followed was many years of birthday celebrations and holiday rides on Old Tom with family and friends. All the summers I used to down 6 packs of Pepsi with my dad, which they all know that he used to love, which are now banned in firehouses. Times have changed. Playing ping pong with the scanner on in the background, knowing that at any second my dad could say, "Let's go, it's close." I think he even got in trouble a couple times, showing up first, off duty. He had his turnouts in the back of his car, and I'd watch him go inside while I sat in the back. Another memory I have is waiting for that 9:30 phone call every night while my dad was working at the station, bugging the heck out of my mom to pass the phone call to me, just so I could ask my dad what kind of calls they had during the day. I'm sure some of the stories were altered a little bit, but I always want to know what my dad was getting into during the day. Throughout the past 24 years, I've also been blessed to have a father who put himself in the position he was, especially so close to our home in Redwood City. My dad showed me that a career can also be a passion, and that working with fellow firemen and mine to say, fair share of Sierra Padres, is the most meaningful and rewarding way to spend a life's work. Dad also modeled for me what it really means to place your family as your top priority. Dad never lost his perspective on life and the things that matter most, whether it was family vacations to Tahoe, Cabo, camping, or hardly ever missing a sporting event. My dad always found the time to be there for my siblings and me. My dad's first priorities were always on his children, so Dad, thank you for your time and your memories. On that note, I'd like to thank many of you from Menlo Park who worked the extra hours of calm time for my dad. On Christmas morning, many hours of calm time for my dad while I coached baseball, basketball games, and many of the birthdays and Christmas mornings. A lot of you hung around a couple extra hours, and my dad could spend those hours with us. It's those little things that really I appreciate more than anything. If I ever end up working with you guys, come to me, and I'll gladly replay the favor. I'd also like to apologize to probably every single one of you who had expected to get off duty at 8 a.m. sharp, but here comes Captain Mike rolling in at 8:10 hot. I'll take the blame for that, because it definitely was never the hard commute through the back streets of Atherton.
That's cute. That is cute.
My dad, Michael Patrick Sweeney, always led by example. He's a doer. He continuously took care of business and what needed to be done. He has and always will be an inspiration to me. The way he handled his business at work and at home. Over the years, I've experienced numerous phone calls coming in from fellow firefighters calling my dad for advice. My dad has not only been a mentor for other firefighters, but myself as well. He cared about the people he worked with, and he took the time to show that. My dad always had an ability to connect with people of all ages. He never lost his perspective on how people looked up to him as being a firefighter. Kids gravitated towards him, incoming firemen wanted to be him, and the old folks loved talking to him because he always took the time of day. My dad has taught me to develop myself with the habits I've learned from my papa, Pete Shanlove, the behaviors I've learned from him, and what's in my blood from his father, Jerry Sweeney, to add my own wisdom and to continue to grow into an honest, healthy person. My dad always said there's 2 types of people. There's family and there's outsiders. For all you at Menlo Park, you were and you are family. Thank you for the way you welcomed my family and myself into the fire department. Whether it was us barging in on your lunch or the Fireman Olympics, we always felt at ease around you. The one thing I always remember about the Fireman Olympics is the way my dad and his fellow softball players spoke so highly of Menlo Fire. They always said, let's do it the Menlo way, or we're Menlo, we're better than that. That bond made my dad with so many of you something that I one day hope to have. Dad, I never told you this, but recently I spoke with one of your fellow firefighters, and he told me that you were the easiest guy to work for. He said you were the most professional guy when the time counted, and your guys needed you the most laid back when the time deemed necessary. You created a balance in your life that made it easy for you to love your job you had, and at the same time care for your family at home. So Dad, on behalf of our whole family, congratulations on an outstanding career with Menlo Park Fire. Thank you for modeling us what it means to be a leader, a motivator, and a person with the right priorities. Thank you for leading a life so worthy of me to one day, hopefully soon, follow in your footsteps. We love you, and we're so proud of you.
Did Joey remind you of anything when he stood up here? like the first day that Mike walked into the firehouse, he looked just like Joey.
Steven.
We're going to have, why don't you do a presentation first, and we'll have you talk then. So let's come over this side over here, a presentation from the firefighter, from the fire department. Chief, John Ward, have you come up here.
Maybe with the speech I can get high. Oh my God. That was really good.
John Warner is going to be presenting on behalf of the fire department to Mike his badge, his embossed badge, his wallet badge, and his memorabilia nozzler.
You're crying. That's really nice.
John and Mike worked together for many years as our Firefighters Association VVPs, Vice President, President, and VVPs for the union. They both accomplished a lot and a lot of support for the fire service.
Can you film? Joey, film for a second. Just hold this for a second. Just put the wine down. I have wine. Put the wine down. Why would you make me be... I would choose. Hurry. I'm not filming.
Just want to say, I can't really follow anything that family said, but for those of you who don't know me, I started going to church pretty regular about 5 years ago, and really started praying for a lot of people to leave and retire. But the five guys that are up here tonight getting honored, I can't replace them. I really wish they wouldn't leave, and it makes me kind of sick inside to know that they're moving on. For Mike itself, for the first 7 of the 15 years I've been here, a lot of the guys I looked up to in the department kind of told me to stay away from Mike, because with a name like the Teflon Don, you know, it's probably not someone you should be hanging out with when you're a new firefighter. But what I did learn after I started working with Mike pretty heavy and been through a lot of fights with him, that I really shortchanged myself for not knowing him the first 7 years of my career, and I'm very happy that I have known him for the last 8, because he's really made me a better person. So, there you go.
Again, the Teflon Don, a reference to his heritage.